everybody, and welcome back to Mazysgarden. I have a message for you. All right, so we are going to do the pick a pile reading. I have all of the piles here. I got elephant, I've got the dragon's eye pile, and I have the owl's pile. Okay, so make sure that you're watching the pile that is meant for you and the one that you picked. If you feel like you wanted to watch all three videos, by all means, I'm not gonna be mad at it. You might get something out of each video. Sometimes that's how it works. So let's get started, shall we? Hold on one second. Okay, just wanted to put the other piles aside. We're going to do the elephant pile first. So if you chose elephant, this pile is for you. Let's get into it. I'm going to put my little totem right here. Oh, I want to put them somewhere that you guys can see that it's being used. Elephant pile. I mean, it's going to get my way. I know I'm going to knock them over, but elephant pile, okay? That's who we are doing first. All right, so we're gonna go through this. I have a lot of different cards in here. Guys, only take what resonates and leave the rest. If it doesn't resonate with you, maybe pick one of the other piles to look into. And if those don't resonate with you or have any messages that could pertain to your life, then the message just wasn't for you this time, and that's okay. Go check out other videos, or you can email me or DM me for a personal reading. That's the best way that you're going to be able to get a very personal to your life message. So just let me know. I'm always here for you. All right, so let's get started. First, we have the divine doors. So this was the door that was on it. This looks very very beautiful, very like it's giving. You guys can't really see a whole lot of the detail just because I need to get a better camera for my laptop, but I only have like one plug for it, so we'll see, because I have my mic in it anyway. So it's kind of giving cathedralish, Romanish, almost Mediterranean a little bit too, just the way that some of the texture is on the wall. So yeah, something along those lines. All right, and so the back of the card has a little saying on it. It says, forgive and forget, a ritual cleansing of pain and lies. Arise and awaken, see a new sunrise. So this, to me, Spirit's wanting you to kind of forgive something that's transpired in your life. It's time to forgive. It's time to let go of how it's holding you back. A lot of the stuff, forgiveness isn't always for the other person. Sometimes it's really truly for us and for what like we have going on, what we need to be able to move on, so that we're not carrying the energy of what happened anymore. And it's part of like the letting go process. So just because you forgive somebody or forgive something doesn't mean that you have to forget in the way that you have to let this person back into your life or allow certain situations or certain actions to keep happening as if it's not happening. That's not what forgiving means. I know this says forgive and forget, so there may be somebody that maybe they made a mild mistake, okay? Because not every mistake made is a huge catastrophe, okay? So maybe somebody did do something, just out of, I don't know, pure impulsiveness, or, they just did something really dumb or said something really dumb, wasn't really thinking, and kind of just needs to be forgiven because it wasn't through any kind of malicious intent. A ritual cleansing. So to me, that's taking spiritual baths. That's writing out any of our transgressions and burning it in a very ritualistic way. It doesn't have to be a ritual per se, but it's something that you're intentionally doing to be able to release whatever it is that has transpired and gone on. And it says, arise and awaken, see a new sunrise. So it feels like after you do this, it's going to feel like a lot of weight has been lifted off your shoulders, or a lot of just heaviness or whatever you've been carrying because of this kind of gets lifted off of your shoulders, and you're able to see things with a new perspective, especially with like a new sunrise, a new perspective, a new gratitude for the next day, or like a fresh start. That's kind of what this feels like for me. I love that. Not everybody has to be completely cut out of your life when they make mistakes. There's levels to it, okay? And sometimes we allow past things that we've carried with us from other people, and we end up inadvertently taking it out on people that are in our lives now because we get triggered, or because something looks similar. It may not be exactly the same, but it looks similar, and so it triggers that really heavy emotion within us. Sorry guys, that really heavy emotion within us, and then we get triggered to almost react in the same way, or have a reaction in the same way that from what transpired previously. And so you have to that's why healing is important. That's why going in and addressing what has happened to you, especially from past things, is extremely important. From relationships with family, relationships with friends, relationships with old lovers, coworkers, whatever has happened, to go in and heal it so that you're not coming from a place of pain and reacting from a place of pain anymore, and possibly taking out pain on someone that doesn't quite deserve the level of reaction that may have transpired, right? So this is maybe you were, completely traumatized in a past relationship, right? Or a past friendship, and someone just betrayed you, and it really hurt, and it was really painful. And then you start a new relationship, and you didn't address that pain, and then someone says or does something that looks similar or feels similar to what this other, this past thing or past person or past situation, whatever, has done, and in turn you end up reacting. Maybe it wasn't as bad. Maybe they just said something that triggered you, and then you end up reacting as if this past thing that had happened, that this person was doing it, and it's not really appropriate. It's not an appropriate reaction because it's not quite the same. All right, and so let's not take our pain out from previous people out on people who are trying to come into your life and truly love you and care for you and respect you, okay? Not everybody's perfect. We're all human, and that's just part of life. And, there's nothing that we can do about that. Everybody's going to make a mistake. People are going to say the wrong things. They're going to move in a way that you may not be comfortable with until they know. Okay, and so communication and healing and honesty are three major things that you need to do in order to move forward in a healthy way, to have healthy connections with people, okay? And that's what I'm getting. Now, in these decks, I added some timing cards, and I wanted to add them first so that way I could say, like, maybe this energy is going to be through this time frame, whatever. So these next cards, I pulled 2 of them for each deck, are my like time frame cards. So whatever these say could be pertain to this, or pertain to something else that's going on in your life that maybe you've been waiting on or waiting for, or whatever. Okay. It says the time is right. So maybe it is time to forgive and forget. Maybe the time is right to heal some wounds and heal some things, or do some type of spiritual cleansing or a ritualistic cleansing of past transgressions that you've been through, okay? And I have January, New Year. So we're in January right now. So the time is right now. That's what this feels like, that whatever's going to transpire in this reading and whatever is going to come out, the energy is now, and you may need to address whatever comes up, or whatever in this time frame, okay? With January, New Year, it also could mean next January in the new year, so we'll see how that plays out for each of everything. But the time is right now. Okay, that's what I'm getting for you guys. It's right now. All right, so we're going to do a spirit. This is a tarot card from the Spirit Song deck. Excuse me, guys. When I start channeling, if you've been rocking with me, you know I start burping, things start coming up, shifting and moving because I'm channeling, and like energy's like flowing through my body. I get really, really hot, and then I start burping and stuff. That's just part of my thing. Like sometimes my nose gets really itchy and red and hot, and sometimes I just start burping. I don't know. That's just the way that I work. If you are new here, I'm sorry if that's not your thing. It's how I can't control it. It's how it rolls. So love you. Anyway, so let's see what the Spirit Song deck. 5 of Feathers. This is the 5 of Swords in this deck. This says strategy and resilience. All right. And it's air. You may have air signs in your chart: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You may really need to, excuse me. You may really need to be mindful about why and who you get involved with. Why are you getting involved with these people? Who are these people to you? What are they doing? Be careful of not being so overly opportunistic that you're getting involved with people that you think are going to take you places or help you in some type of way. And really, there's a means to an end there, because you may be, kind of what I'm getting here is you may be leading people on to believe that there's like a deeper connection or a deeper meaning behind your friendship, your relationship, your partnership, whatever it is. And it's more strategic for you. It's like it's more in the mind and not emotional for you. So be careful about that. Spirit also wants you to be very like strategic in how you're moving, especially in the month of January. They want you to be very careful about who you get involved with, why you're getting involved with them, the situations you're getting involved with, the whatever, the environments, if there's a deal or if there's some type of contract or there's some type of project or something along anything, how it pertains to your life. They want you to be very careful about the why. Why is it that you're doing that? Why is it that you're getting involved in it? And make sure that it's not purely just to gain. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like checking yourself a little bit. And then with resilience also here, they want you to be not afraid to go up against others if you need to. And again, that's where like the strategy is in there. Be careful of doing things just to win at all costs. But also don't be completely afraid of a little competition or a little bit of conflict in the sense of putting yourself out there or going after something that you want. Don't like back down so easily is kind of what I'm getting. But also make sure that the reason why you're going after this is of one of integrity, and it's not something where it's just purely out of gain. It feel that there's more to it than that. Okay, I'm not saying that we shouldn't do things to go and gain stuff, but like the intent behind it, right? Is it something that you truly need? Are you hurting others to get to whatever this is or to gain whatever this is? Or is it like, is it great for everybody that's involved, or is it slightly detrimental? Be mindful about the intention behind what you're doing and why you're doing it. Okay? And not allowing any kind of mental conflict to deter you when you know it's the right thing to do. There's an armadillo on here. So you may need to go look up armadillo and see what that spirit animal talks about, because that I am getting that. Look up elephant, obviously, which I know has a lot to do with like wisdom and memory and strength and being grounded and strong family ties and stuff like that. But also go look and see, because there may be some other nuances in there, and also look up armadillo. You know what I should have done is brought over my Animal Speak book. I think it's over on my other bookshelf, and kind of looked up a few things, but I didn't come fully prepared, apparently, or I didn't really think about that part, but it's okay. So do a little bit of research on your own. Go look up an armadillo and see if anything pertains to you there. Yeah, and just allowing yourself to be mentally prepared. This is also being mentally prepared in whatever endeavor it is that you're doing. Okay. I also have the heart's hidden secrets here, because couldn't do this without a little bit of love involved. Okay, a little bit of whatever's going on. Oh Lord. All right, elephants. So this could be regarding you or someone that you are connected to or used to be connected to, because I have spying here. I hope this is not y'all. And if this is y'all, what are you messy? Are you messy? Are you a little bit messy? I mean, I've been there. I don't do it so much anymore, because that shit drains your energy, and you learn that real fast, that your time could be better spent doing other productive things. And sometimes you need to let go of the past and just let it go. But spying. Now, this also could mean, it says social network information ways. So this also could be you vetting people, places, or things, and kind of checking in on them, checking them out, getting more information on them before moving forward, right? Because it kind of ties in with the strategy here. So if there's an opportunity that comes to you this month, you may need to do a little bit of check in on their background, if this is a company, what the company stands for, what other employees or, people that have used to worked there say about this company, what they've been through, if they've been through any lawsuits or, any kind of, if they've been in the court system, you know what I mean? Like any kind of law, legal stuff going on with them. If this is somebody new coming into your life, maybe, looking into them a little bit, see what their track record looks like. A lot of people love to lie, and not for nothing, especially, and I'm not trying to make this about gender, because both genders can be absolutely psychotic, and you can get it. This is really about everybody, making sure you're vetting the people that you're getting involved with, because just one person getting involved with them can absolutely ruin your life. It can go south so fast, whether it be financially, emotionally, mentally, your reputation, your character, getting you involved in things that you never would get involved in previously. Okay, so this is also like vetting people a little bit, looking into their social network, getting more information, but this also could mean that somebody could be watching you, or vice versa. If you think that things are locked down for you, there's a way that somebody's still getting information on you. So you may want to, check your circle, make sure that everybody is on the up and up. Somebody could be waiting for you, like spying to see if you've forgiven them or not, especially since forgive and forget is here. You may find out this month that someone's been keeping tabs on you. Maybe they want to apologize, or they want to, they've wanted to stay in touch with you in some form or fashion or some way. So that could pertain to you. And if you're the one that's doing the spying, I would do some introspection to see, like, what is it that's making you want to spy? Why do you want to look into somebody that you're no longer connected to? Okay, especially if it's somebody from the past. And address that behavior, address that thought process, because it isn't always a healthy one whether it's someone you didn't want to have to break up with, or it's someone that you know, still wanted to be connected to, or, you know, for whatever reason. Sometimes even when we have strong feelings, whether it's love, hate, disgust, whatever, sometimes when we have strong feelings about someone, we get a little obsessed about it. Whether we're looking for good purposes or bad purposes, sometimes we get into, there's like a comfortability there of always checking in on someone to see where they're at, so that you either feel close to them still, or you feel involved in their life still somehow, or connected to them somehow, or, you know, or checking in on someone to see if, you know, their life is as good as they say that it is, or that you're perceiving that it is. And, you know, you're checking to see if they've gotten the karma that they've deserved, or whatever it is. Okay, you need to address it, because either way it's kind of unhealthy. And you know, like I said, I haven't been above it. I've done this in my past, but I had to address this behavior because it was unhealthy. Okay, and I had to go in and figure out what was making me feel this way, and why I felt like I needed to do this, and where it was coming from. Sometimes it's a control thing, still having some form of control and access, and either way you need to address it and heal it. Okay, so whether this is you or somebody else, so if you know, I don't have like a sign out here, so if you know, if you've been watching someone and you know from their social media, or commenting on one of my social medias, that they picked elephant and you're cross watching for them, get help. Like, and I don't mean that in a ill get help way. I mean that in a, you deserve to be healthy too. You deserve a life where this isn't controlling you, or you feel out of control. You feel like something's missing just because you're not looking. Okay. This also kind of gives me Scorpio placements, because Scorpios are known as the private investigators. So if this is something where this is financially, or not financially, if this is like career based and you are like a private investigator, or you maybe you're gonna get an opportunity to, or be asked to do some investigative work, there are ways that you're going to be able to go about this, and gain information, especially through social media. So sometimes it's, you know, sometimes it's beneficial. So if you're doing this for a career, that's something different than you being obsessive over an old friend, a family member you're no longer connected with, or an old lover, and trying to stay connected with them. Okay, so there's definitely levels to that. So just make sure you know your why. That's gonna be, I feel like that's gonna be a huge theme in this particular reading, is your why. Why are you doing it? What's the intention behind it? Have you addressed certain unhealthy habits, behaviors, or thinking that's keeping you connected to this type of activity, or the need for it? Okay. All right, guys, that was a little, you're getting a little weird, but it's okay. You know, it's actually, especially with the rise of social media and the way that it is, and how much access that we have publicly now for everybody, this has gotten a little bit more, I don't want to say it's socially acceptable, because I refuse to believe that it should be accepted, but it's a little bit more on the common. I'll say common, not normal, because it's not normal to spy on somebody, but it's a little bit more common for this to be happening, where people are checking in, you know, on people on social media, or going and looking, and it's because they have such an easier access now, based off of how our society is totally consumed with social media. Okay. So that might be a little bit of a warning to some of you who don't want people to be able to really be able to see what's going on in your life, that maybe you should lock down your social media. If you have a public page, maybe becoming private, or maybe not posting everything that's going on in your life, maybe not tagging everybody, or, you know, putting your location and the places that you're at, because it's social media has made it really easy for people to gain access and things that they shouldn't have, based off of what we're posting. All right, some of you may needed to hear that. All right, so we have this card from my career and life deck, and ooh, this is manifesting. We have a peacock feather here. actually the whole peacock's there. I see his little head back here. So this is the fan of the peacock. So peacocks may be some type of irrelevance. Please go check them out. Look them up as a spirit animal. I do know that they represent abundance. They can represent abundance. They can represent beauty. And there's something else that is escaping me right now. So attraction, I think, or something along those lines. So it makes sense why they used it for the manifesting card. It says you have the power to manifest what you want by writing your intentions down and by taking inspired action to make it happen. So remember when I was like, what are your intentions? Your why. Okay, I knew this was going to be huge for this, and manifesting, you have to know what your intention and your why is. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And that's why everyone's like, oh, I tried to manifest this, and it didn't really. Yeah, but was your intention really there? Did you truly believe that you were going to be able to manifest it and why you wanted to manifest it and all of that? That's why you have to get real about it, because that's the whole part of manifesting. And it doesn't work if you're not sure. What you'll manifest is more things that you're not sure about. Okay, so you have to be very careful and very intentional about what you're doing. This also talks about writing down your intentions, or writing down what you want. You can get a manifest journal and writing stuff down, because written word is very taking it out of your thoughts, and this is like an alchemical process of taking it out of your thoughts and bringing it into the physical 3D through word. Okay, and so writing stuff down can be very powerful, especially when manifesting, because it like grounds the manifestation. It grounds the thoughts to the earth. Okay, and so using that is going to be a very powerful form. I would get a manifestation journal and write down the things that you want to manifest. Also, this will work very well if there are things that you want to release and let go of, because you do have to make room for things, right, when you're manifesting. So doing some type of healing work, this goes back to the earlier part of this video when I was talking about having to go in and do some healing on yourself, and releasing some things, right? Writing it down and burning it. That can also be a releasing. You know, writing it down, keeping it can be for the manifestation, but writing it down and burning it can be for releasing, letting it go. When we think about burning stuff, it breaks it down and it changes it into something different, right? So whatever we're burning breaks down into ash, and the energy behind it gets released through the fire. Okay, so there's a process and a change there, and it triggers our subconscious to whatever's being kept there in our subconscious to release stuff. Okay, what's the word? It's not a metaphor, because things are actually burning. It just creates a connection in your brain from the burning to the releasing, and it helps your brain to accept that and be able to release it. I know there's words that I'm missing here. It's because I'm channeling, and sometimes they just escape me. They also probably want me to make it very simple for you to understand, and so maybe not using technical terms right now wouldn't be appropriate. But especially if you've been trying to manifest things, go in and release some of the things that you've been holding on to, so that you're also a clear channel to be able to attract and bring things in that you've been trying to bring things in, because that's what manifesting is. It's attracting it. It's putting it out in the universe and hoping that the universe aligns you in the path of that, so that it comes towards you. Okay, it's an attracting thing. It's part of law of attraction, which has a huge thing going on right now, especially on like X, Twitter, or whatever you guys call it. There's a lot of law attraction people that are abusing it in a certain way, or not having really quite the right idea of what law of attraction or how it really works or what it should be used for. So just be careful when you're looking this stuff up. Reach out and ask me if you have any questions, or if you find contradictive information on your research, and I can help direct you in the right towards the right resources to get the right information that you need. Okay, but whatever you've been trying to do, you have to have space in order to attract things. You have to have space in order to place that energy frequency. So you need to kind of go in and clear some things out as well. If you've been making moves and doing stuff, you definitely have someone that's watching you to see like what it is that you're doing, or like how you're doing what you're doing. Not even and you might catch wind of this. You may catch wind of this January, like in this month, in the next couple of weeks. You may find out that someone is still watching you while you do this stuff. And so, try not to be so upset about it. I mean, who likes being watched? I mean, other than me, clearly. Like, when you guys watch me, that's not what I mean. I mean, when we revoke access from certain people or environments and they are still going out of their way to do so. What is that? Oh, it's this. I was like, what is that? Sorry, guys. Someone's watching or trying to figure out how you're manifesting or how you're getting the things that you are getting, how you're doing it. They may be watching and maybe even a little bit of in competition with you, or trying, or maybe watching you, because now what I'm getting, especially with the Five of Swords here, maybe watching you so they can be one step ahead of you, so they know what to, like, if this is someone that has evil eye on you, or is trying to manifest your downfall in some way, which would be absolutely wild, that they are using that much of their energy on destroying or trying to destroy something that you're trying to make, when really they should be using that energy to build something substantial for themselves and what will benefit their lives in the long run. But I digress, right? Not everybody has it up here, okay? There may be a little screws loose, or they're one pencil short of a full set. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, they may be trying to figure out what to attack, or where to send the evil eye, or where to send the prayers, or, whatever it is, to try to stay one step ahead of you, or trying to, catch up with you in some way, or whatever it is. So just be very, very careful, because with the Five of Swords energy, there is a win at all costs type thing, where someone will go the extra mile where you think they wouldn't go lower. They will, just so that they could win in the situation or come out on top of the situation. So just be very careful, again, and that's why it's so important on who we're getting involved with in our lives, because some people really just can't handle when they're seeing somebody do good for their life. Okay, that's a personal problem on their end, and to me, sometimes that's a whole demon on them, or an evil spirit or a bad spirit that's latched onto them, which again, they need a lot of healing. All right, I digress. We're gonna move on. All right, next card is from my Angel Tarot deck. I love this deck. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my older decks, and I haven't really been using it lately just because I have new decks that I've been trying to get familiar with and stuff like that. But this is one of my tried and trues. I love this deck so much. All right, so we have the Page of Swords. Again, you may have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, because now we have swords twice out here on the deck. So it might be specifically, again, in your big three. You may have a sun, moon, or rising in Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It may not, but it's definitely in your chart somewhere. I'll put money on it. Put it down. I'll put money on it. So we have air energy here. There's butterflies, blue monarchs. So you may want to look up blue monarchs all over around him as he's like sitting on a rock, just chilling. He looks chill, right? So logical, perceptive, insightful, and maybe a little bit blunt, okay? It says an exciting intellectual challenge, brilliant insights, information that you need but might be challenging to receive. Maybe you find out somebody's been working against you this entire time because they want to one-up you, or they want to ride your coattails to somehow climb over you to the top in some type of way, or use you in some type of way. You may find this out. And again, the forgive and forget. You may need to forgive and move on. That doesn't mean you necessarily have to have them in your life, but the important thing is, what I'm getting from that is to you not holding a bitterness or a resentment, because all that does is affect your energy in your life. It doesn't do anything to the other party. In fact, it fuels them a little bit more, like, ooh, I could still get under that person's skin, or ooh, I still matter in some way, or my attempts and my efforts in doing this mattered, and it broke them down. That fuels them. Okay, that's an energy fuel for them, and you know, sometimes people really get off on that stuff, so just be careful. They really want you to again, logical and perceptive. This is a very like mind over heart card. Okay, someone sees things for what they are, and they're not romancing it. They're not letting fantasy or idealism, or you know, clouded any kind of like manipulation, or clouded love bombing, rose-colored glasses, none of that stuff. Any kind of fantasy or illusions, they see right through it. All right. And then speaking up for it, because the pages talk about communication. So especially with the blunt there, sometimes you just need to put people in their own place, and you don't have to be mean about it, but some people take being very blunt, or a truth that isn't sugar-coated, or it hasn't been walked over eggshells, in order to like be sensitive to the other person. Sometimes people just need to hear a blunt truth. Sometimes people just need to be put in their place, and it doesn't have to be mean or malicious or nasty, but blunt and solid and firm. Okay, and sometimes that's all it takes, because the feeling I'm getting is if there is somebody that is trying to fuck with you in any type of way, or trying to, you know, win over you or compete with you or whatever, maybe they just have never been told to back the fuck off, or they've been able to bully and overcome people in the past, but it feels like... To me, it feels like maybe you're not so much that, especially with this being the elephant deck. Elephants, they don't back down easy. You need to go in and read elephants. They really don't. And especially male elephants will go to great lengths to protect their family, like pod. I don't know if it's called pods. I don't know what their group. I don't know what for elephant terms what it's called, but I know it's a family, and it's a family group, and they will go to great lengths to protect them. All right, so that may need to be done. It says review all documents very carefully. Again, especially if you're manifesting or getting some type of offer, especially in the month of January. That spying thing, remember what I was telling you? Like, you have to look into whatever this company is, or whatever this opportunity is. Look into it. Read the documents carefully. Go over it. Ask someone, or, you know, even if you have the financial ability to have someone go over it with you and, you know, look into it. A lawyer, someone like your financial advisor, or whatever this pertains to, so that it looks like so that you know that it's on the up and up. It's not something that's going to trap you into something, you know, being very logical and rational about it. Even if it's something that is a great opportunity and you're like, oh my God, this really could change my life, just make sure that it's still going to benefit you in the long run. Because some companies will make it very, you know, rose-colored glass it, right? Make it seem like it's such a great opportunity and that you're going to get all of this, when really they're taking 80% of your proceeds and you're only getting 20%, and you are working like a dog for all of that, and they're benefiting more than you are. All right, so just be very careful about what it is that you're doing, what you're getting involved with, and keep your wits about you. The Page of Swords is very witty. They're extremely intelligent, very clever. They know how to, you know, especially with their communication, sometimes they know how to talk their way around some things. And so you can make it seem like, yeah, I'm very interested in this, but I have to, go through this a little bit. And if they don't allow you, if it's something where it's like, no, either you sign now, or this offer's coming off the table and we're going to give it to somebody else. Okay, then, because any place that is giving you a respectable and honest offer that's upheld with integrity for the company, they'll give you a couple of days. Real companies have no problem, real people have no problem giving you a couple days to go over a contract, because contract is law binding. So they understand that you're going to need to go through it to understand it. So if somebody's trying to rush you and be like, nope, it's either now or never, then it's usually a scam, or there's usually something going on in that contract that they don't want you to become aware of, some type of fine print or something that they're glossing over that they don't want you to become aware of, and it's not going to be good for you. All right? So be very careful about that. Especially with information that you need but might be challenging to receive. Okay, sometimes we think this is a great opportunity and come to find out that it ends up being something that's not, and that can be a little discouraging, right? Your hopes were up and then you felt let down, and it's okay. You're gonna have to be able to move beyond that. And especially if you're getting some type of information about somebody making a mistake, right? That forgive and forget from the beginning, making a mistake, make sure that you're seeing it through a healed perspective, guys. That may be why I was talking about that, because you may receive some type of information that triggers you, but it's maybe not as bad as what it could have been or what you've been through before. And so just keep a level-headed mind about it. But either way, you're going to be going through some really exciting stuff. You may get a lot of brilliant or a lot of aha, epiphany, inspired moments over the next month. And you may get some insights or some knowledge into some things that really help you, maybe especially with your manifesting abilities and stuff like that. So that's really great. Really, really great, guys. All right, so we're going to continue to move on. This is my Keepers of the Light deck. These have Ascended Masters in them, and I figured what better way to, because we only have this card and the next card left, what better way to start ending this is to know what type of Ascended Master that is connected to you and what you will need to do, and maybe looking into them and their story might inspire you or might give you some type of knowledge or insights or information that helps you moving forward. And we have Mahavatar Babaji. They have the Buddhist symbol here. So this is giving Indian. I'm pretty sure this is Indian. Mahavatar Babaji. And I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that appropriately. I'm pretty good phonetically, but I am pronouncing it phonetically, and that might not be accurate. So I apologize if that's not true. Correct me in the comments below. Let me know how it's really supposed to be pronounced. There's the spelling of it. And it says soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connection between all things. You're ascending here, especially with this, with the Page of Swords. This is giving me kind of the same vibe here. You're really, blue also might be a color for you. So that, this is more of like a indigo blue. So your that's third eye chakra, because the teal is more throat. So this could be you activating your third eye chakra, especially with it saying your consciousness is expanding. This information, you could be getting information from some type of spiritual work, or again, if you are, doing things to connect in a more spiritual way. It doesn't have to be a certain type of spirituality. It could be Buddhist, it could be Taoism, it could be esoteric stuff, occult stuff. It could be just being spiritual in general. It could be religious. It could be whatever and however you're deciding to do it and how you're looking into it. the information that you may gain from this, or it may really start taking you to the next level, because pages are beginners, right? So this is you starting to really look into this, and maybe you're trying to manifest stuff, so this was like the beginning way of going. You started looking up how to manifest, and it brought you down a rabbit hole through spirituality, and now your soul is expanding because the things that you're learning and the way that you're opening up your mind to different perspectives and different information. And that's how we grow as people. That's how we, that's how our soul grows. That's how we grow in this lifetime. We're never meant to stop learning. We're not meant to just know a finite amount of knowledge. We're really meant to just keep going. And that might be my Sag placements chiming in there, but it's really true. The more that you learn, the more other perspectives you open yourself up to, other cultures, other religions, other information, other ways of people doing different things. You become a much more well-rounded individual that's able to perceive information and make your own conclusions from all sides of the picture, instead of it being just one side of the picture and it being from a very constricted point of view. All right. And really learning how there's some sacred geometry on this. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it really well. It's very faint. It's behind the Buddhist. So if you guys, I need a better camera. If you guys are into sacred geometry, or maybe you need to look into sacred geometry, it could be a thing for you. There's another one, that's more of like a mandala though, behind him. It's got a little bit of sacred geometry. I think it's the same symbol though. So you may want to look into that. Pause this video, look at it as best as you possibly can. I'm sorry that I wish that it was, the glare too. I wish that it had a better resolution for you to be able to see it. Let me see if I can get super close. You see that? You see it? Yeah. And you see how behind it, it's like a mandala, and then it starts right here with that symbol. So, and looking up who Mahavatar Babaji is, and seeing what his story is like, and what he was here doing in his lifetime, and what kind of knowledge or perspective or information that he brought forth. Okay. Very interesting, guys. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're expanding now. This is a time of growth for you. This is a time that you're going to be integrating a lot of lessons that's going to evolve your soul, so that you don't have to repeat these certain things next lifetime. I love that for you guys. Love that for you guys. And I just got really, really warm. So this is it's going to be great. It's going to be really great. All right. So the last card of this pile is my power of surrender cards. And so this is what you need to surrender or let go of, or surrender, whatever it is, to be able to move forward in these energies and move forward to be the highest level of yourself. Okay. And this is surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Especially if you've been trying to manifest. Manifest sometimes is about non-action. You kind of have to put your wishes out there and then let the universe kind of show you what the next step is going to be. And sometimes you can't really force things to happen, because that's not really what manifesting is about. It's not a forceful action. It's about being smart enough to recognize, or intelligent enough, Page of Swords, intelligent enough, or having the right information or just the right insight to know, oh, the universe just opened up this door and wants me to move now. And then you wait. It's a lot of like taking a step and waiting, and taking a step and waiting, or taking 2-3 steps and then waiting. Okay. So really being able to understand that, getting really in tune with your body, so that you can pick up on these cues that the universe is trying to give you. You may need to do a little bit of, she's got a unicorn horn on her. I don't know if you guys can see that. I didn't realize that. So unicorns may be a thing for you guys. But really, some this is like a divine feminine energy. The feminine energy, you know, like an empress energy, is more about attracting things, more about letting things come to you instead of being in your masculine energy and taking action towards them. That's why there should be a balance in your divine feminine and your divine masculine energies, is knowing when to sit and wait and allow things to come to you, and when to take inspired action and going after certain things, or just taking a step and, you know, acting towards some things. That's why we do have both energies, and they're supposed to be balanced, the yin and yang, right? So, and not allowing, again, it feels like maybe somebody is trying to, because it says, simply breathe and focus on your own power. Not letting whatever anybody else is trying to do to you, or take from you or whatever, throw you off from the path that you're on, or whatever it is that you're trying to do. You're always, you know, no matter what, there's always going to be somebody that doesn't agree with you, doesn't think what you're doing is the right thing to do, always thinks that they can do it better, or that they know better, or they have opinions on it, or they just can't see it from a good perspective. You're going to come up against those type of people always. They're going to be there regardless of what you're doing or not. So learning that discernment of knowing who you're working with and not really allowing it to affect you in a way of deterring you off of the path that you're on or the action that you're doing, so that your power is your own. Because the minute that we start doing what other people want us to do, thinking the way other people want us to think, holding ourselves back because of another's actions or opinions or what they've said or whatever, we're giving our power away to those people, to those places, to those things. All right? And so not allowing that to happen. Some of you may need to take a seat for a little bit and maybe do some resting, do some spiritual cleansing of yourself, and doing some meditating so that you can connect with spirit to know what the next steps are. And that way you'll be ready for them when they come, when they become available to you, and when spirit's like, all right, doors open, flags up, gates open, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And you're not feeling like, oh my God, I wasn't ready for this, or oh my gosh, I don't know what to do next. Okay. So taking a moment for yourself, maybe you're reaching burnout, maybe you're going too hard and you need to slow down a little bit before it turns into like a run. I just heard like runaway train, you know, like even when they keep going and they're trying to stop, but it's burning the brakes off. You don't want that, because then that turns into a possible disastrous effect, right? And you go past the destination that you're supposed to be going to, or, you know, a couple of the stops that you were supposed to stop along the way get skipped, so you don't have the information or the tools or the supplies that you need that you would have gotten at those other stops in order to when you reach your destination, in order to, you know, have what you need, or do exactly what you're meant to do effectively. All right. That's what I'm getting for you guys. That's what this whole read was for elephants, for the elephant pile. I think this was really, really quite beautiful. Let me know if it resonates. And if it didn't resonate for you guys, choose another pile. Watch all three if you want to. I wouldn't mind. And I hope I see you guys again soon. Reach out if you need anything, any kind of services, readings, Reiki, hypnotherapy, anything like that. The link is in the description box below. My email's in the description box below. My link tree, all of the things. Reach out if you need me. I love you guys so very much. And until I see you again, I'll see you soon. Bye.